If only every restaurant owner stop and listen, they can turn total strangers and previous patrons into repeat customers within 1 month. But instead, they're just showing up and wait for the customers to come in or run ads trying to bring customers in, when in fact, if you are not ready, they will come in for the first time and last time in most cases. And you wonder why this is happening? Now, if you're a restaurant owner, you know the kind of lackluster results this is getting, don't you? Hey, it's Larry here. In this short video, I'm going to tell you the same biggest mistakes that I see restaurant owners make that's preventing them from growing their restaurant business. So I work with a lot of restaurant owners who are good at making great food. They're good at making great dishes, but the biggest frustration I hear from my clients is, I'm really good at, making great food. I'm good at what I do, but why my customers don't come back? I don't know how to get customers and the seats are empty. That's where we come in. These mistakes that you're likely making with your restaurant are drastically going to improve your restaurant if you fix them. Feel free to book a breakthrough session with my team, and we can put together a customized strategy for you in your particular business. Alright, so on to the content. Mistake number 1 that I see people making is first of all relying on opening and hoping. And there are a number of problems with leading with this number 1 mistake. It's really hard to attract any customers this way. They will come in the beginning, but slowly start to fade away. You might say, well, everyone opens that way. Yes, but there is a right way of doing it. Most places don't open the right way, and slowly their customers start to disappear. Look at these 3 pictures for example. Which one do you think attracts more customers? Obviously, picture number 1. The other 2 attract only people who are looking for a cheap meal while simultaneously repelling most people who would love to come but they don't. And I'll prove this to you. Think about it like this. If you saw an offer for a hotel that was $25 a night for the room, would you think, man, what a great deal? I've got to jump in on that. Or would you think, okay, there's probably something wrong with that. I'm going to stay away from it, right? That's how majority of people think of unappealing looking restaurants. They think, oh, that place is probably having bad or old food, so I'm not going to take a chance on them. And they're actually going to go to a competitor that is going to charge the same as you are and feel comfortable and not feel like they have to take a chance. If you fix this issue and the other issues which we will cover, you will attract a lot of customers and you'll simultaneously attract better quality customers. The second issue goes hand in hand with the first issue, which is social proof. When someone sees the inside of your restaurant and it looks sad, they don't want to come in. You're almost required to have social proof by having other customers inside of your restaurant. I know you're thinking, how do I have a full and busy restaurant when I don't have any customers or having one customer at a time? It's sort of a catch-22, but don't worry, we will get there. Busy restaurants are also empty at times, but they don't look sad. We will teach you how to not look sad, and it automatically makes people comfortable when they come in. The third issue is the greeting. Most restaurants get this wrong. The fourth mistake is with the menu. A lot of restaurants get this wrong. Even some good restaurants get this wrong. The fifth mistake is the music in the restaurant. A lot of places get this wrong also. And finally, the pricing and portions are done wrong in the majority of the restaurants. These things mentioned above have to be done correctly on the inside in order to attract customers. These major mistakes that people make and how to correct them will be covered with our personalized program. Doing them correctly is what the busy restaurants are doing, while the slow restaurants are still doing them, but doing them in a wrong way. They just open their doors and hope customers will come. If you're going to have 1 or 2 customers at a time, you're wasting your time, really. You got to start doing things the right way. And these are very simple and tangible things that are hidden in plain sight that will catapult your restaurant to the next level. All the busy restaurants are doing it. I have experience as a restaurant owner that allows me to give you very personalized advice that will work for you. I have learned everything there is to learn on what attracts customers to a restaurant. So that's really the first thing that sets us apart. The second thing that really makes us different is the fact that the majority of what we teach is evergreen. It worked 50 years ago, it will continue working 100 years from now. And the reason why is because customers decide in seconds whether they like you or not before they ever give you a chance, okay? And if you're looking like all the other amateur places out there with no customers inside, looking sad, the ones that do come in are only giving you a chance while still not feeling comfortable. Like I said before, busy restaurants are also empty at times, but they don't look sad. We will teach you how to not look sad, and it automatically makes people comfortable when they come in. By the way, what we're about to teach you, these things are hard to try and figure out because people just open their doors and do things just like all the other places that do the same things wrong. If you do this, you're setting yourself up for failure, period. Like I said before, you're doing these important things already, but only doing them in a wrong way, and it's costing you. And there are a small minor thing or two things that are specific to each restaurant. There are certain things people look for, and it's these things that make people want to come back again and again. And it starts with the first yes that they say in their mind for someone who have never been in your place yet. Doing these things correctly is how to turn people into customers. Those principles have not changed, and the busy restaurants are doing them in the same specific manner like a formula, and the slow restaurants are doing them but in a wrong way. And unfortunately, your options out there are pretty much online advertising. Like they sell the idea of, oh, let's run online ads for your restaurant to bring in X amount of customers over a period of time. Or they offer to write you a business plan. That stuff might help, but I tell you that those efforts will be a waste if you don't fix your restaurant before you ever run an ad. But I tell you to run a neighborhood every door direct mail or EDDM ad, but only after you make the changes, or otherwise your advertising efforts will be a waste because those customers won't come back again if you run your restaurant like all the other amateur restaurants. We will show you what you need to fix in your restaurant, as well as there might be one or two different things that you are doing that are completely unique to you. But the main focus of what we teach, 90% of it, are the most important stuff that will really make you successful, and these are what the busy restaurants are doing. So the reason why this is important is because if advertising gets too expensive, or if you want to use these strategies on a totally different restaurant in another location, you will learn a skill set that will not expire, and it will be flexible from one place to the next. And finally, the thing that really sets us apart is we will review your restaurant and tell you exactly what you need to change so customers feel comfortable and not feel like they have to take a chance on you. It's very important. Remember, customers will feel in seconds like they will be taking a chance with you or not, and you would be missing a lot of customers if you don't make these changes. Merely opening your doors is like a child who grows up with no manners or knowing how people work. They won't do good in life. They might survive, but won't have many friends and will end up having a sad life. And finally, you might be wondering, alright, that's great, but what kind of results might I expect if I decide to utilize your knowledge in my own business? I'm telling you, if you do what the busy restaurants do, you will also have success. The difference is that the busy restaurant is only doing things that you are already doing, but only doing them correctly. It can take as little as 2 weeks to a month to make these changes, and from there, the customers will build upon each other like a snowball. Let's face it, you can do all the advertising you want, but when they come in and don't like your place, they won't come back again. But if you do things correctly, they will come again and again. So get on board and do the necessary to be successful. So let's recap. We're going to tell you the biggest reasons why people aren't coming, and these are based on what the busy restaurants are doing differently than what you're doing currently, only doing them in the wrong way, and the simplest ways you can fix these major things to get people to come, and it's really going to help you increase your sales in your business and get more customers to be repeat customers. The biggest reason, and we're going to walk through those things right now. The first reason, and I would argue probably the biggest mistake I see most business owners making in terms of why their customers don't come back, is because their restaurant just looks sad while the food might be good. And I'll explain what I mean. Most restaurant owners fall into this trap. They think, I have good food, it's priced right, they should be coming. And unfortunately, just because you have good food and priced right, that's not really all the reasons why they come, okay? And I'll explain what I mean. The restaurant as a whole is everything that goes into getting a total stranger to say yes in their mind for the first time before they ever come in. And the first yes is the hardest yes to get. There's a lot more than just great food why people want to come in, and the people who never come in is a lot more than the people who do. even if you have good food. When they look at your restaurant and if it doesn't make them feel comfortable, they won't come in because it's the first impression they will have of you. And if it looks sad inside, then they won't come in. I know a lot of restaurant in a prime location with a lot of foot traffic in the area, but because it looks sad, nobody goes in there. That happens everywhere. Doesn't matter your food. On the contrary, a place with not so good location or interior can have a lot of customers. The world doesn't owe you an understanding. This is your chance to learn what it is customers want. You have to ask yourself, why should someone come to your restaurant when they can go to another restaurant while they are busy and having lots of customers and people don't feel like they are taking a chance on them? Why should they take a chance on you? They really don't give you a chance if they don't feel comfortable looking at you from outside or seeing the inside. It's like this. It's like a man who is in a suit among a bunch of men who are in their regular shirt and pants or shirts and sweaters and casual shoes. The man in the suit stands out while he may not even be a high-quality person, while a guy wearing just regular clothing might be a much better guy, but it's hard for him to get noticed or even be given a chance. It's like a woman who has no makeup on and dresses like boys and wearing running shoes, for example, and expect all the guys to pay her attention. They won't get as much attention this way, right? They might get 1 or 2 people looking at them, but the woman who wears a dress and high heels are more than likely to get the majority of the attention, more than all the other women. But if you fix your restaurant so people will give you a chance, then they will. And these are tangible things and inexpensive things you can do to change your restaurant to have more appeal for them to come. But not if it's like all the other amateur restaurants that look sad from the outside or inside, and therefore they don't want to come in. Busy restaurants also can be empty at times, but because they don't look sad, people won't get that feeling like there's something wrong, like they have to take a chance on this place. You might think people are only wanting to go to certain cuisine based primarily on the type of cuisine it is. While that might be true to a degree, that's not all the reason why they come. If you have the appeal, then it doesn't matter what dishes you have inside, provided that you do things correctly on the inside also. Let's be clear about the food. Yes, the food matters, but it's not the only reason why people go to a restaurant. And if you have 1 or 2 tables in your restaurant at a time, it's only because they are there for the taste of a particular dish they have been craving for a while, which accounts for a small percentage of all the customers. Or they are taking a chance on you if they have never been there before. You would be missing on the majority of the customers this way. The restaurants that have good appeal from the outside and do the other things correctly on the inside too, they have all their tables full all the time, having many carry-out orders also at the same time. And that is what you're going to learn here. So book your call today to see how we can help you in your situation.